You're not turning your volume off in this case. You keep it on the whole time.
You said at one point took your head and hit it against the nightstand?
Yeah.
He's hitting your head. You said he strangled you, choked you out?
She's got a pretty good laceration on the side of her head. She's got strangulation marks around her neck.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Richard. It's Deputy Kid, Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Department. Just trying to talk to you. Looks like we had an incident at your house tonight. I'm trying to get your side of the story.
Yeah. Richard, step up. What? Step up. All right.
Welcome back to Legal Dissent, where we evaluate your constitutional rights before they're taken away. On October 8th, 2020, less than a month before nationwide elections took place, the FBI announced the arrest of 13 men who allegedly were involved in the plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Whitmer's policies have polarized voters and attracted social media barbs from then-President Trump. Armed protesters demonstrated at the state capitol, and it all seemed to boil over into a foiled kidnapping plot that led to the arrest of the individuals claiming to be a part of a group called the Wolverine Militia. However, the entire investigation has come under fire within the past couple of months, due in a large part to the conduct of the lead FBI investigator, Richard Trask.
Aggravated domestic?
Yeah, with strangulation.
We don't know if he's armed.
These are the calls that can careen into chaos, turn deadly in an instant.
Sheriff's office.
On this night, the risk ratcheted so much higher.
Sheriff's office, anybody in?
This suspect doesn't just know police tactics, he lives them.
And counterterrorism. Yeah, he could be hiding anywhere.
We're getting the kids out of the house right now. So we don't know if he's armed. He's been drinking. Is he intoxicated? Trask, T-R-A-S-K, and first name Richard.
Richard Trask, not just any federal agent, but a lead investigator in the middle of one of the Fed's most critical cases.
You're not turning your volume off in this case. You keep it on the whole time.
You said at one point took your head and hit it against the nightstand?
Yeah.
How many times do you think you did that?
Multiple times, said Trask's wife.
He's hitting your head. You said he strangled you, choked you out?
She's got a pretty good laceration on the side of her head. She's got strangulation marks around her neck.
Richard Trask's wife had called 911 around 2 a.m. July 18th, told Kalamazoo County deputies the couple had returned home from a Kalamazoo area hotel, a swingers party she hadn't wanted to attend.
Where was this argument? Was this in your bedroom?
Trask's wife said they'd been arguing about the party when he smashed her head against the nightstand and grabbed her by the neck. She managed to break free, and the FBI special agent took off in her car.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Richard. It's Deputy Kid, Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Department. Just trying to talk to you. Looks like we had an incident at your house tonight. I'm trying to get your side of the story.
2 hours later, in a shopping center parking lot.
Yeah. Richard, step up. What? Step up. All right. Turn. Stand your hands back. What is going on? What is going on?
Cuffed on a felony charge of assault with intent to do great bodily harm.
Prosecutors claim that Trask choked his wife and struck her head multiple times against the nightstand. Trask was arrested and taken into custody. He ultimately pled no contest to a single charge of aggravated assault and agreed to, as part of the plea agreement, to never work in law enforcement within the state of Michigan ever again. Obviously, be on the lookout for this public servant coming to a local police department near you in one of the other 49 states. The prosecution stated that they made the agreement because Trask's wife refused to cooperate in testifying against her husband, who appeared by his side at the virtual sentencing hearing where Trask made claims that it wasn't him, but the alcohol that made him do it.
I cannot take back what happened that night, but I can find solace in knowing that I was not myself. My wife has forgiven me for what happened because she knows, in her words, that night was not you. I cannot recall any details of that night, but I do take responsibility. I didn't need the court or the prosecution to tell me to do that. I sought counseling on my own and have taken steps to heal my relationship with my wife and my family. As a result of the situation, I've lost the only career I've known. My retirement is gone. I've lost friends. My reputation has been destroyed. My children have had to face questions. My wife has faced harassment. My family has had to further suffer because I can no longer provide for them in the way that I have in the past, which now all falls to my wife. I'm not asking the court for forgiveness. I'm asking for my family to not suffer further by prolonged effects of my mistakes. I will continue to try to serve my community and my family, so I'm asking you to please allow me to do that.
His sentence for assaulting his wife? A mere 2 days in the local jail, court fines and fees with zero probation restrictions other than his inability to work in Michigan law enforcement. But what other repercussions does his arrest have? Especially since he was the lead FBI investigator in the case against the alleged Whitmer kidnappers. First, people started digging into his past and found some interesting posts that he made on his social media accounts.
Tonight, for the first time, police body cam video of the first blow to the federal team prosecuting one of Michigan's highest profile cases ever, the alleged plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Former FBI agent Richard Trask is scheduled to enter a plea tomorrow on charges he beat and choked his wife. But Target 8 investigator Susan Samples discovered the former agent didn't just betray his badge off duty. He also spewed vitriol online, revealing his personal politics amid perhaps the most politicized federal investigation in Michigan's history.
There would be no statement from the special agent whose signature 9 months earlier sealed the government's criminal complaint charging 6 men with conspiring to kidnap Michigan's governor.
Do you understand each of the rights I've explained to you?
Yep. Richard Trask is an honorable man who has served this community for many, many years. He has spent his entire career protecting and serving this nation.
Turns out Trask, clean-shaven here for court, had also spent a lot of time on social media.
Agent Trask, I need to talk to you about your Facebook posts.
Target 8 uncovered Trask's Facebook account, where he posted memes mocking COVID deniers.
I read your anti-Trump Facebook posts.
In one of Trask's so-called toilet thoughts of the day, he wrote, quote, "If you still support our piece of blank president, you can blank off. As someone whose wife works in the hospital, I hope you burn in hell along with your blank blank reality TV star. His ego is going to kill a lot of people, and anyone who supports him is a dumb blank." Trask wrote, "This is what you get when you elect an egotistical, narcissistic maniac to the top office. He needs people to be nice to him, or he won't help." That post, dated March 28th, 2020, which was early on in the FBI's investigation into the alleged conspiracy among militia members to kidnap Michigan's Democratic governor.
Why you would post things like that while you're investigating the kidnapping plot case.
No comment, which clearly won't be the case for attorneys defending the alleged kidnap plotters, who are questioning the credibility of Trask and the 2 other main agents on the case, trying to mount an entrapment defense, arguing,
essentially, without the government's involvement in some way or the government's sponsorship in some way, the crime would not have been committed.
Is it appropriate for law enforcement to be making these types of social media posts? In 1939, Congress passed the Hatch Act, which limits the political activities of federal employees and other government agents who work in connection with federally funded programs. While government workers do have freedom of speech, courts have consistently balanced federal employees' individual rights with what the Supreme Court called the elemental need for order in United Public Workers of America versus Mitchell in 1947. Ultimately, FBI agents and federal employees are not permitted to actively be involved in partisan political campaigns, but are able to speak their minds. However, like with anyone who makes posts like these, it creates a situation where pondering individuals begin to question the integrity and honesty of an investigation that was so politically charged, so close to the election, in a battleground state that was a winning condition for both presidential candidates, that started a firestorm of media frenzy about radical Trumpism and most definitely influenced rational voters at the polls. Then, on December 17, 2021, just a few weeks ago, the defense filed a motion in limine trying to get the court to admit into evidence hundreds of text messages, voice recordings, and other statements that the defense claims prove that the plot to kidnap Whitmer was hatched by paid FBI agents and informants, claiming that but for the government involvement, nothing would have ever happened, and that the defendants were just loudmouthed dudes who were angry at the governor for closing down their gyms and wanted some free gear from these undercover agents who were offering them free stuff. Do I think they'll get anywhere with this? Probably not. The feds never take you to trial in federal court unless they know they're going to win. Entrapment defenses are almost impossible to prove. But that being said, who knows how much of an impact Trask's conviction will have on potential jurors, and what other evidence might come to light. What do you think? Are we bordering close to the crazy conspiracy theorist spectrum of YouTubers? Or has our government violated our trust so often and in so many ways that we can't help but question even the most fundamental ideals that our elected officials claim to hold dear? Let us know in the comments below. And remember that no matter who you are, you have value and you have rights. Do not be afraid to use them, and we'll see you next time right here on Legal Dissent.